Hanbserry is the only original child parent
Yes,
center
we're one of them.
remaining. That must give you a proud feeling.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
How does that help? Is that you see advantages?
Yes, it does. I see the advantages because this is like a generational school, I can say. I've been here for some time, and I've seen the different generations. As a teacher and a head teacher, I've seen kids that I had as students coming back with their children. So some of the students are in the classroom now. I've actually had their parents.
I think it's very important. Most of our children that are in our 4-year full-day programs will be here for kindergarten, and we hope that they will be here again for first, second, and third grade. And our goal is to see those same academic outcomes as was shown in the early 60s, and maybe even surpass them. And that continuity is so important. And not just their academic skills, but just their social development. This is a community of learners, and we hope that they stay a community of learners.
Full day is so much better for students because with the new CPS strategies of college readiness, there's more that I can input in the classroom. There's more I can teach them that gets them ready for kindergarten and first grade compared to the half-day program. A lot was cut out because of the time, but with the full-day program, I have so much more time to do more activities with the students. So it's very beneficial for the smaller kids. For literacy, I found that more I would say hands-on and games with the kids, they really were able to pick up the literacy so much faster than just simple worksheets for the kids. If you keep them active, keep them more engaged, then they will learn better. For math, they absolutely love math and they love to be challenged. Another thing that I do is differentiate with my students. I have them separated by their levels, so I keep them challenged within the classroom, keep them growing. And science. I have resource centers that I go to and I pick up science kits for them. The kids love them because there are a lot of hands-on activities for the kids to do. There's not a lot of science for this age group, I found, so going to the resource center, it really helped me a lot with the area of science.
The way we're going to do that, or we have done that, is that we place a weekly board on the outside of the room that's kind of colorful, that lets them know what's going on for the week, so that as they pass by with their children, they can see what's going on. And in addition, we're going to be putting up a board that deals with parents who volunteer in the classroom and in the parent room by the week, so that if you come in one day during the week in either room, we give you a star. And at the end of the 4 weeks that month, there's a parent of the month, and that means a picture up on the wall and another star and possibly a gift certificate. So that is what, we're trying to do to get parents' attention, because sometimes they're moving very fast. Some of them are going to work and going to school, but some of them are not. So we're trying to aim to get those who are not. And additionally, lastly, parents who cannot stay, but we try to get them into the room. And if we make projects or if we have materials that we've had a workshop, we encourage them to pick it up. So we have information for them. So if they miss a workshop on how to read to your child, we have a handout that we can give to them if they miss.
And I do like to incorporate a lot of art because I have an art background, and it's just they just eat up the art and the music. And I do have a lot of open play time in my classroom, and that's where just a couple days ago, somebody had number cards, and she said, here's your movie ticket, let's go watch a movie. And she set up housekeeping to be like a movie theater for just 3 of us. And I said, what are we going to do, watch the movie? And they said, an iPad movie. So I took my iPad out, and slowly the different children started coming to the housekeeping corner. And they were asking for tickets, and they were getting their cups and their pretend popcorn. And we were watching Hansel and Gretel story on the iPad, and it just was really cool to see them coming one by one, like, what are you doing? And just kind of watching and pulling up a chair and joining everything. So it's just, I like that open time because it's a lot more creativity being used of turning the housekeeping corner into a movie theater. And then me not even thinking of pulling the iPad out for an iPad movie. And they said, take out the iPad. And she chose the story of Hansel and Gretel and everything. So that was really cool. And they wanted.
A lot of times I like to model my thinking out loud so children understand how to think through a certain situation or problem so that they can then solve it on their own later on. And so my goal was for basically now at the end of the year, they're able to talk amongst themselves and figure things out on their own and really have them talk to each other instead of having to come to teacher and asking me a question or how do you solve this, how do I do that? And I say, how about, can you figure that out a certain way? Like, can you ask your friends how they could help you? And really have them engaging with each other. My big vision for my classroom was to really be like a community feeling. We're classroom 002, we all say that we're family 002. And so really wanted them to build off of each other. And so those conversations help them understand each other's interests and thoughts and opinions. And so I really like having them to have discussions a lot of the time. Ivy, what's another animal you can find at a pond? Tadpole. Ivy, good memory. You know what?
A tadpole is going to turn to a frog.
A tadpole is going to turn to a frog. A frog starts as a baby tadpole, and then it grows up to become a frog. And Ivy, I'm so glad you remembered that. I actually don't even have a picture of a tadpole, but let's say hip hip hooray for Ivy.
Hip
hooray, Ivy. Good memory, Ivy.
Fish.
Oh, Raekwon, what did you shout out?
Fish.
Thumbs up. Do you guys agree you find a fish?
Yeah.
I agree you find a fish. I have a fish picture, and I have two more. I have two more. Jacquez has been raising his hand so nicely. Jacquez, what's another animal we can find in a pond?
I got the butterfly.
You want me to give you a hint, Jacquez? I'm going to give you one hint. What do frogs sit on? What do they leap from? Lily pads. Boys and girls, do you agree we find lily pads in the pond? I need everybody to be looking with their eyes. Autumn. You guys ready? Table 4. Count down from 3, 2, 1.
Ribbit.
Were they right? What else did frogs do? Oh, you're showing us how you guys are hopping around. I heard Diane say on the lily pads. Good job, table 4. Awesome. All right, let's go back to our table now, okay? So now,
It's very important to really make sure we've got those letter sounds and phonemic awareness down pat so that we can segue into independently reading by the time they leave kindergarten. Many of the children who come to me in the beginning of kindergarten who had preschool, I feel are well equipped for the most part with those skills and a lot of phonemic awareness. And they're very well prepared to go through the kindergarten curriculum and the rigor that comes with it. I think the biggest challenge is getting them to be independent readers. And then also just number sense, like basic math number sense, knowing where numbers fit into a number line and that kind of thing. Just, I think those are the biggest things we spent a lot of time on, is just trying to build those phonemic awareness skills to bring them to the level of independent reading. It varies. In the beginning of the year, majority of the children maybe aren't too comfortable doing a lot of the writing. There's a lot of dictation going on, but over time, over the course of the year, I've seen a lot of kids move on their own, where they're comfortable attempting, and I really try to encourage them to try to sound the words out, try to write the words on their own. And you see a lot of inventive spelling, which is great. At this point, we want them to be at that inventive spelling stage. And I've seen a lot of kids gain a lot of confidence in the area of writing. So
we're part of George Manierre Elementary School. Our families enter and exit our doors through the Ferguson door. So basically their frame of reference with Manierre will be when the children leave us to go to first grade. specifically.
Yeah. And can you describe a little bit about the leadership team? Child Parent Centers are unique in a lot of ways. Of course, the strong, parent involvement focus. They have a core leadership team, and you being the head teacher, how do you sort of organize the efforts and your philosophy for the Child Parent Center?
Well, I think I try to establish a learning community at the Child Parent Center and a model of inclusion. So I work in hand with the parent resource teacher and our school community representative to keep that contact with the parents who are the first educators of their children strong. I've been fortunate enough to have a wonderful staff that really works together. And we've included our kindergarten teachers this year. And so we really feel like we've expanded our family. Just this learning environment, this learning community that has developed this year has really helped us to strengthen our academic focus for the children. And I think it will ensure better outcomes for them.